Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Let me check my volume. This one is not going to be long. It's 12:12 a.m. and my wife and I are literally just landing back in Richmond. Today was supposed to be viewer choice, but I'm not going to do viewer choice today because if I do a viewer choice right now, it's 12 in the morning and nobody's going to be here for viewer choice. And I realized today when I said viewer choice, I never put a time down on for it, so it's kind of hard for people to accrue around something where there is no time for. Lefties are like herding cats. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for tomorrow, and I'm going to say viewer's choice, meaning I'm going to do two things tomorrow. I'm going to pick from the topics, and I have a few. I have everything from Missouri cops using a Sessions rule to essentially take a loophole. Rhodes Scholar being racist. That one is interesting. I was talking to my wife about that one in the car. Bolshevik Revolution. That should be interesting. That's an interesting one. The Endangered Species Act. A 420 with using Graham Hancock. A 420 using Dune. So, because, you know, Dune is absolutely fascinating. I mean, granted, it's a long thing to watch. Like, if you just sit there and listen to the whole thing. But if you think about it, I mean, ultimately, the same petty grievances, the same thing of greed and everything else. I mean, ultimately, you start with a concept and you use certain ideas of gain, advantage, wealth, class, and you put it in a different environment. And you know, this kind of thing of this is how it turns out in this particular civilization. It's fascinating. Ultimately, you're just grafting what amounts to human nature on a different society and seeing how it turns out. The thing is, the creators of Dune is not necessarily making something completely original. Ultimately, the creators of Dune is only making what's in them. Human beings. It's like the human being come out in anything that you do because ultimately there's a human being that's writing it. How far, it's like, think of something you've never thought of before. How do you do that? How do you think of something you've never thought of before? Think of something you're not thinking of right now. Yes, there are things that I'm not thinking of right now, but god damn it, I don't know how to do it. So you're stuck with this kind of thing. Nicaragua. So the person who asked me about Nicaragua, I don't know if they're comfortable with me using names, but the person who gave me Nicaragua, I gotta be honest, I don't know if I'm competent enough to do Nicaragua. I don't know enough about it. That's kind of the problem. It's one thing, it's not that I'm disinterested in South America stuff. It's my knowledge of South America. This sounds to some degree bad because I don't want this to minimize South American history. You know, history is just where you are. Ultimately, we focus on the things of where we are. My forays has more to do with our intrusion into South American countries as opposed to the history of those South American countries, if that makes sense. It's like this focus on, I understand that other countries are doing bad things, but what am I doing? It's this kind of focus on yourself. And by extension, your country. And what is your country doing in these other areas? But that said, I am trying to get Max Blumenthal on this show because Max Blumenthal is the man who was in Nicaragua. And if I can get him on this show, this will be a massive accomplishment. I'm going to start bugging the shit out of him again. John Ackerman. So people were giving me really good ones. It's funny, some of these topics I have to book up on. The Bolshevik Revolution I know a little bit about. Graham Hancock. Yes. How put off? No, I'm thinking of someone else. I know who Graham Hancock is, but I may be conflating him with somebody else. Meaning it's like the person, yes. The image, yes. The deeds, no. So I know who Graham Hancock is. I think Wesley Walker recommended this one. This one is going to be fucking fascinating. And Dune. So yeah, that should be funny. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing this tomorrow. So this is going to be tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Let's say tomorrow at 3 o'clock for the viewer appreciation. And we can choose the topic and we can go into the topic from there. Let's do it that way. Yeah. So, and